Welcome to newsok.com. I am Jacob Unruh here with an all-state sports update, football edition, joined by the Coach of the Year, David Tenison of Beggs. Coach, thanks for joining us, and congrats.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's an honor to be here.
It was a wild, interesting, dramatic, heartbreaking season for you guys. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to sum this up. How do you sum it up?
Well, I think the only reason we were able to get through it was because of the experience of our senior players. When we took the job, there were 24 seniors that had played in a state championship game. And so we were kind of drawing on their experience in their leadership to try to get back to that game. And, we were kind of on track, on target, right where we wanted to be. And then when the tragedy struck, I think because of that same leadership, that same experience of those young men, I think it allowed them to really rally around each other in the time of extreme pain. You know,
for those who don't know, running back Cason Tolliver was shot and killed the day before Week 10's game, yes, the district championship with Sperry. You guys rallied, got to the championship game. How do you keep a team together in that situation?
A lot of support, a lot of the administration. They were awful. I mean, they were awesome, and we asked them to trust our kids, and we didn't know what it was going to look like. We had a rough time ahead of us. We knew that. We didn't really know what the complexion of that was going to be. We just asked them early on in that first day to trust our kids. And so when the time was right, the day we found out that Cason had passed, we gave the kids three options, and that was to either cancel the game, to play it on Saturday, or to play it on Friday on time. And they were unanimous in their decision to play it Friday, and as was scheduled. And at that point, I think that just their willingness to rally around Cason, to rally around themselves, to make it happen was the strength that they drew from each other. But I think because that there were so many of them, it may have been a different complexion if we only had 3 or 4 seniors, but the fact that we had 24 seniors and the fact that they were so close and they had grown up together, I think that actually gave them a lot of strength to be able to do that.
You get into the playoffs, and you win the district title, first of all, in dramatic fashion. Then you get in the playoffs, and you have to win in another dramatic fashion, after another dramatic fashion, after another one, right. It seems like. Was that a little bit of maybe some divine intervention? Was it a little bit of just gutting it out? What do you attribute to that?
Yes and yes. I think maybe a little bit of both, Jacob. Our kids, our kids. When we played Sperry that night, game 10, and I think we were still behind. I think maybe we were behind 14-7. And we were actually on defense facing the east. And what I found out afterwards is that the kids came to the sideline. We actually had an interception. Our defensive lineman had an interception, and they came off the field. And the linebacker said, "Coach, before TJ intercepted the ball, he said we saw a shooting star." And he said, "It's Cason, he's with us." And so those boys rallied around that, and at that point, the rest of the game, they were all together, and things clicked the rest of the game. I think they drew strength from that the next 2 or 3 weeks as well, and I think they looked for the appearance of Cason in what they were doing, and I don't think they ever neglected the fact that in their minds they felt Cason was with them.
I have to ask you, Sperry, obviously you guys are connected, a huge community together now through everything, but schools from all over the state, the country reached out to you. How does that outpouring help? I think that was the strength that a lot of people don't really realize. I mean, there were over 100 schools that reached out to us, and they continued to reach out either by sending something in the mail, or by calling, or by texting, or by email. Or by posting something on social media. And I think all of that really helps. I think that's helped our entire coaching staff. I think that's helped those young men. I think it's helped the school to be able to draw through this, to know that it's certainly a feeling that you're not walking through this journey by yourself. Moving forward, obviously you're still head coach going to year 2.
Right.
how do you keep moving forward there as a program and a community?
We've had exit interviews this last week with our young kids, and they're excited. I mean, they love those seniors. They see that it's their turn, and they're excited. You know, we always say you play for those who came before. You set the standards for those who follow, and they know that those older kids have set the standards, but they're willing to follow the lead of those young men that are going to graduate in the spring, and they're willing to represent the Beggs Demons going forward.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Congrats again. And stick with newsok.com and get the best high school coverage in the state.